Hello everyone, this is Teddy Keckstedt from Forex Trading Unlocked, and we are here today with a New Zealand dollar, US dollar Forex analysis. We have a potential sell signal forming. Before we get into that, we want to pull up our disclaimer to remind you that this webinar is for illustrative and educational purposes only. And give you one quick plug here. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Forex Trading Unlocked, so you know when our future videos come out. And also check out the book High Probable Japanese Candlestick Patterns, available on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle versions. Without further ado, we have the Forex-Trading-Unlocked.com website pulled up. We have the workstation page already pulled up as well, and we have a potential sell signal forming here in the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. This market, talk about the bull. Now, for the Asian trade zone, the Australian dollar and the yen have been strong versus the dollar for a while. The New Zealand has definitely, of the three, been very strong versus the US dollar, as you can see, especially in November with a very, very large rally. Today we made a higher move high. It was much lower earlier in the day. Now it's kind of unchanged. But right now we have, I would say, the reason that we're capping and we're kind of like selling off right now is probably end of the month selling for funds. Most likely, you have a good run up in the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. If you've been long this for any of your funds, now is a great time to take some profits, secure that for the monthly numbers. Doesn't mean that people aren't going to come back and start buying the New Zealand dollar, US dollar tomorrow right away. But the way the dollar is traded today, it got slammed versus most currencies today, especially the majors, making new lows versus most of them. The dollar index really did get hit hard early. But then it had a reversal of fortune, especially after the U.S. stock market opened. And for the most part, all your major, like the euro, the pound, and a whole bunch of other currencies, they are no longer holding that ground, and they are losing ground to the dollar, meaning that the dollar bulls are having a nice little afternoon and late morning trade. I attribute this, like I said, to month-end balancing of books, taking profits. We'll see how things shape up tomorrow, but we do have a potential sell signal forming today. So we're going to have to wait for the close to know whether or not we get it. But I want you to take a look at what we're seeing here. You can see, once again, we made a higher move high in the day. We're basically unchanged on the day. Let's look at the hourly. So on the hourly basis, this market has had not quite the volatility as most of your major currencies versus the dollar, but it did get rejected. We had been making higher move highs and higher move lows for days going into this. Today we had made a higher move high, then we made a higher move low. We got rejected trying to take out the high set earlier today, and now we have fallen off the map, making newer lows on the day. So lower move high, lower move low. Short term, we are in a neutral consolidation basis. I think below 70.40 to 70.20 in this 20 pip area, you're going to see a lot of just sideways trading. Range traders might be a good area to buy and sell against those levels. I think that we are in a sell rally forecast. I don't see us taking out the 70 half high today for sure. Today I think will be neutral to lower. Whether or not we make new lows in a day, that's a little tough, but we'll see. We're halfway through the U.S. trading market hours, and we'll see how it unwinds over the next couple hours. If we have a sell-off again in the New Zealand dollar, U.S. dollar, and take out the low set an hour and a half ago, then I would say be very clear that move. Once again, I think you have a balancing of books going on. We'll have to wait and see how all these markets settle today versus the dollar. But we do have a doji star forming here. It's a one-day pattern, which will lead to a potential 2 and 3 day setup. So the hourly is already going our way. So we're not going to try and jump in front of a trade. I'm not trying to tell you to get short, but right now it's in a very low risk selling zone. I would key off of the high of today for your risk if you want to jump in on it, but I would wait until the close to get confirmation. It may be you may not be able to sell it as in such a high area as right now currently, but the volatility in the New Zealand doesn't seem to be what it is in the other currencies today. So I would expect this to kind of just settle about where it's at right now. If it does have a good sell-off over the next few hours, pounding new lows, and especially if the other global currencies are making new lows versus the dollar, meaning the dollar bulls are out there making new highs versus the other currencies, then I would say that we'll have a high probable chance of having follow through over the next day or two, and we'll see how that unwinds. So we don't want to get in front of the trade, but right now it's looking like we have a good shot at having this occur. The hourly is enforcing it. Now, if we do get a short-term correction, I don't think it's going to be major versus the New Zealand dollar. We would have to take out this 68.12 area. I don't see it really getting down to there. Let's see, where can we see a most likely a potential top? Probably we'll get down to 69.31. Let's put in some numbers here. Okay, so let's say we get a correction off of this high today. I would say somewhere between these three levels right here. So let's take this out, make this a little clearer. So on the daily basis, you have 69.56, 69.26, and 69.01. It's not that big of a slide. I would say that most likely 69.26, this middle area, would contain any real big break in the market. But as we trade into the end of the year, especially if this sell signal does form today, it has not yet, then it's very likely that we'll see, because the dollar is kind of due for a correction, and if it does get a correction versus like the euro and the pound, and especially the Swiss and the yen, it's likely that New Zealand dollar, US dollar, although overall will remain a bull versus the dollar, it's likely that a slide down to these levels is likely to occur, find some consolidation before it stays either neutral or starts another rally or continues lower, who knows. But I don't think it's going to get towards this critical pivot here at 68.12. In fact, let me put this in here just to remind you, in case you watch this video again, critical pivot level. Okay, so that would be right here at 68.12. So we'll see how this trade manifests over the course of the next few hours. Got to wait for the close of today's trading session, and then we'll see as the follow through into Tuesday morning's trade begins, which will still be U.S. evening, but already Tuesday morning around the rest of the world, especially when it comes to the Asian currencies, New Zealand dollar being the one to highlight. Now, if you want to learn how to trade this potential high probable Japanese candlestick pattern, you can go on our website to our link from the nav bar, products, courses, and services, pull up high probable Japanese candlestick patterns, and it has a page that will have a video that will give you little highlights on the book and what to expect. Or you have the book here where you can either buy it, you can share it, or you can preview it and see what it's all about before you make any final decisions. So also remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. This way you will know when our next video comes, and we're going to have one about this. If this sell signal is generated, we will have a video on that for you to enjoy. It doesn't seem like we have any questions on the chat room. Let's see, I'm going to give you guys 2 more seconds. Anybody have any questions? Otherwise, we're going to end this video. We have one more video, a couple more videos that we want to put out. We're trying to keep these short and sweet, and we'll have follow-up ones once our signal occurs. Okay, so since there's no questions, good luck in your trading.